Hey!
Yeah.
We're on air, we're on air.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah!
And oh god, that thing flew out at me.
Such a
have these-
professional beginning.
I know, right? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of our podcast. So, this is the BooMCAST, or we'll get into that actually later on. But I am your host, Sir Deezy, and this is your new #1 Australian source for internet news and gaming. This is a show where my lovely co-hosts and I recap the biggest and best, most interesting news from the internet and discuss how opinionating and such. So, how are we all today, everyone?
Yeah, good.
Great. Really great.
I'm really happy.
I'm doing
I
well
have
so
these.
far.
Slightly
We just
excited.
launched a podcast, so we've got to be doing pretty well.
Pretty much. I know.
Yes.
Much better than most people out at pubs and stuff. Much better than them.
Oh, Friday
Absolutely.
nights. Who's
Far too
gonna go
cold.
get drunk on Friday? Come on. We can get
Nope.
drunk at home. I'm already drunk.
Yeah, aren't we all? Well, I thought that was a prerequisite.
Well, I know you do have your duff, so.
Duff
Okay.
beer. This podcast is in no way affiliated with Duff beer.
Nice.
Just to cover all the bases.
I've got stuff in my head. Great. So, for those of you watching the stream at home, if you are watching the stream, or on YouTube later,
Yeah, the recording of.
yes. Well, let's properly introduce ourselves. In particular, let's start off with our co-hosts. Remember their names and faces, and be sure to subscribe to them. Let's start with Frankie being the chivalrous person that I am, ladies first and all.
Thank you.
It's okay. What's cracking, girl? No.
Oh, wow, not much actually, strangely.
Chivalrous.
Well, I'm Frankie. Gamers know me as Girl James, and I play on Xbox mostly because my PC is retarded, and
Fair enough.
it's full of it just has no processing at all. And if I get one more tweet from anyone saying join the PC Master Race, I will kill you all. And
Is he Master Race?
no.
Yay!
Yes, Jimmy. I get it. I spent like $600 on a console and it's shit. I know, it's my own fault.
To
So yeah.
be honest, Nintendo for the win.
Oh!
Gosh, just been outplayed. Aaron, go.
My turn? Okay, I am Aaron from The Gamery. It's a Australian-based website. We've just recently kind of started to actually put out consistent content on YouTube. We're trying to move into the kind of YouTube world, so to speak. Recently joined an awesome YouTube network called Boom. I believe it's Australia's first YouTube network. Am I correct
Yes,
in
that's
saying
right.
that, guys?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, cool. So I believe we're all part of this network, and that's how I met these lovely people. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. That's me. That's who I am. I play games and I write code and stuff, and yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, Blake.
I a tear in my eye.
That's pretty much as
Okay.
eloquent as I get.
Okay, well, I suppose that leaves me last. That's brilliant. I'm Blake. Well, Sir Deezy, as I called myself before. That's my alias, if you will.
Deezy.
But yeah, you know it. So I too do funny, stupid, retarded videos. I like to say consistent basis, so once every couple of months.
Same.
Quiet here. So yeah, I do a lot of parodies. I do a lot of fun stuff, and I'm trying to get into the podcasting scene, as you can tell with this. So this has been.
You don't say.
Well, it's been something that we've been working on for a little while now. I've actually had this idea for a long time, and we're so happy to bring it to you people. So, actually, I have a question for you both, just before we finish up the introductions, because we've done this really
This
very
wasn't in the
quickly.
contract. What's going on?
No, it
Question. Huh?
Okay.
Jesus. All right, I'm out of here. Nah. Kidding. Jokes.
I was going to try and think of something like, where's your mother? No, that's too dark. That's too dark.
What?
Well, you said contract. Okay.
Well, if there's questions, I'm gonna be on.
I'm gonna I'm done.
Oh God, yeah, all right. He's taking it a step further.
The BooMCAST, your dark place for gaming. I don't know, internet.
You've fallen into the dark crevices of the internet. Yeah.
The wrong side of the weird side of YouTube or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, no. My question for you two is actually, what have you been up to on your channel? What is there any new videos that you've actually put out this week? Anything new coming out next week? What are you guys doing?
I'm talking to Karina. Tomorrow I'm having. I've got to get a video out tomorrow because I went 7 months and then I promised myself I'd be much more regular than that, and it's already been like. Oh, then it was a week, and then it was 2 weeks, and now it's 3 weeks. So it's got to be tomorrow.
Oh, geez.
And yeah, not good. So I'm doing episode 3 of my new season of Top 5 Noobs.
Oh, nice.
Based on camping little bastards and people who make me sad and boost in games.
Okay.
And that will be tomorrow. Cool. Should be live.
Excellent. Cool.
Very cool. How about you, Aaron? What's on the Gamery coming
in? Last week I put our the Gamery actually has a podcast as well. You can check us out on iTunes and all of those places. Just type in the Gamery. I put our 64th episode up on YouTube for something different. Usually, cheers, thank you. Usually it's just audio only, but this week I decided to have a crack and put it on YouTube. I'm not sure if the subscribers that we have on YouTube actually know that we do a podcast. So yeah, I threw it on there and it seems to be doing kind of well. So yeah, we'll probably be doing that from now on. Also checked out the live streaming of YouTube stuff. I've been doing a bit of Twitch streaming, not screaming. That too. Yeah, that too. But yeah, I have been checking out Twitch, and I know that the YouTube stuff just got recently opened up to just about anyone. I think it is because it was previously like you had to have 1,000 subscribers or something, but it's recently been opened up. So I thought, what the hell? I'll give it a go. So I did our latest looking at review type video of a game called Door Kickers. Did that as a live stream, so yeah, it seemed to go pretty well. And next week it'll probably be a similar thing. I'll put the podcast up on the channel. I'll probably link to this one as well, give it a couple of shout outs, and who knows, there might be a live video or two that go up.
Very cool.
What are you up to?
Well, being the consistent YouTuber that I am, I actually did make a video last week. I do have, well, obviously the World Cup has come out, or started last week, and I did have this. No? Are you sure? It's the World Cup. Like countries like Australia, Spain.
Well, we were in it.
Well, that's the same for Spain. So yeah, the World Cup obviously started, and I had an idea that unfortunately could not happen because my internet wasn't being very nice to me. So eventually I actually had to do a match review of Portugal versus Germany, which is the latest video on my channel right now. I think it's cool. It's very different from what I usually do.
You did well. I liked it.
Thank you, Aaron.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a good friendship. I think this is good. I'm happy. But in terms of what's coming out on the channel, I want to get back into more parodies and stuff like that very much more consistently. English. And I actually have a top 10 coming out very soon. So
Cool.
the first top 10 that I did, I really enjoyed making it, and I'm making another. So watch out for that. Watch out for that.
Sounds good.
Does sound good.
Thank you. Well, now that that's done, I do have a question not for you two, but for the audience watching right now, live or not live, and after on YouTube. So we obviously don't really have a name yet. So I do have a list of names that I'd like to basically throw out there. Yeah. So by the way, I don't think I actually told you this, Frankie. We're gonna cheat out and basically say these are names, then you guys just pick the name for us because we're too stupid.
Or suggest one.
No,
honestly,
we're creative and want to share. We're not stupid.
No.
Wow.
People like to get involved.
So I do have this list of names. So we obviously have the BooMCAST because we are affiliated with Boom, and we want to get some more boomers in on the action. So if you are a boomer, you're watching this live stream, just give us a ring if you wanna join in the fun. But we had the BooMCAST. We had the Oz YouTuber cast, but spelled Oz YT cast. I thought that was very, very cool. That was Aaron's. And that's all I have written down for some reason. I know we had more.
I think there was also BooMCAST, possibly.
The BooMCAST.
The BooMCAST.
We did have that. Yep. We did have the DZ Show podcast, but that's, I don't know. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Fair enough. So yeah, if you can think of any nice names for our podcast, feel free to comment.
The Poopcast.
That was one that DZ was throwing out there for a little bit.
I
Which was
thought
quickly shot down. Or flushed, if you will.
Oh
yeah.
Hilarious.
Sorry, Frankie. We're really dragging you down here, aren't we?
No, you're not. I play sport.
Okay.
It's intellectual.
Okay,
okay. Sorry. So we're gonna get into the news now. Oh, isn't that fun? News. Yes.
We'll make it fun.
Yes. So who wants to start? We have 3 topics that we would like to discuss today. I don't.
You start.
Damn you. Okay.
I bag second.
Okay.
I bagged last.
Okay. Oh, it's just too perfect. Too perfect.
It all falls into place.
So something that piqued my interest this week actually was brought up by a lovely channel on Machinima called Inside Gaming. I don't know if you've heard of them, but Mr. Adam Kovic and Bruce Green, 2 amazing hosts, if you will. So they actually brought up this topic called, well, not called, but about Assassin's Creed and gaming in general, and bringing up the question once more, is gaming still sexist? Because there is a controversy with Assassin's Creed at the moment where at the time that Assassin's Creed is set in this game, one of the biggest assassins was actually a female, which is very strange though, because in the game there's no female character. There's 4 players that you can be, and it's all about multiplayer, and it looks really cool. Don't get me wrong, the game is amazing. Oh, it looks amazing. But there's no female character. What I found really, really funny about this is Inside Gaming actually highlighted this quote from videogamers.com. It's an interview with technical director James Theron, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Basically what he said is a female character means that you have to redo a lot of animation, so a lot of costumes. So it would have doubled up the work. So what he said is he just had to make a decision, and unfortunately that was the one that he had to make. What is funny about that is basically everyone in the business said, "You're a retard," and completely just...
You had to say that just as I was taking a drink, didn't you? Noted that everywhere.
Well, I'm sorry. It was their terminology for him. No, they they basically said it's just an excuse, and I find that really funny. In particular, Naughty Dog animator Jonathan Cooper called bullshit on that, and he tweeted away, and it was hilarious. But I want to get you guys in on this action. So, what do you think? Is gaming still sexist in this current day and age? Like, do we not have enough male protagonists and female protagonists? What do you think?
I think you need to play because I'm ranking first, probably.
Yes.
Well, if it comes back to money, and it probably does, the demographic that publishers and game houses are going for is still that 15 to 35-year-old male target. So while we've got much more women gaming than we ever have before, most of us are used to playing as a male character and don't really think, well, I don't actually think straight away, this is just sexist, I can't be a girl, because I'm used to it. It's quite insidious the way they've done it. But it's definitely sexist. But it's part of the culture. Same with bullying and trolling and being a complete, fuckhead to girls in the game. It's all part of that expectation, very low expectation of how we get treated.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that it's like that you have just come to expect that you play as a male character and that's just how it is. If there happens to be a female variant, then it's kind of one of the outliers. It's not the ordinary, which kind of sucks. And sorry, you go.
I was just going to say, if you do get to play as a woman, because I play COD, so I'll just take the latest DLC, for example. You are a very skinny, curvy, with ridiculously huge knockers. You're just an idealized stereotype of a pin-up, really. You're not an actual woman. And that's just, disgusting as far as I'm concerned.
Or it's the complete opposite, and it's kind of... It's either of the two extremes. It's either overtly sexualized or this kind of butch, covered in armor, tats everywhere.
Pseudo lesbian militia.
Yeah, exactly.
That stereotype.
Yeah.
Just way too butch.
So it's either one or the other, and I mean you have a very few exceptions to that, but they're usually, unfortunately, they're kind of kids. Like Last of Us is a great example. One of the main characters is a girl, but she is a child that you care for and look after and have to watch out for the entire game. So, yeah.
With that all being said, do you think it's something that can actually change in gaming at all? I know, Frankie, you basically said it's up there with bullying. Like it's something that can't really go away, unfortunately. But I personally feel like on that point that, for example, if I can give an example, Nintendo do a very good job in this. And aside from animal characters, I honestly can't say I can't see the male protagonist weigh out the female protagonist, because you've got protagonists like Samus Aran, you've got the Leaf Pokemon, I guess that doesn't really count, Crystal, But that's an animal. You've got Princess Zelda, who you will be able to play as in Hyrule Warriors. You've got quite a few other female characters. I'm just looking down the list now as well, and they are stars of the game. Is it something that can be changed if Nintendo is doing? Nintendo seems fair. Why can't Xbox and PlayStation?
If it works in the narrative, definitely. If it's a token gesture, where it is obviously just an add-on for the girls, like make it the armor pink or whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's not going to work. But if it's actually narrative-driven, works, makes sense to everybody involved in the game and beyond, then definitely it can change.
Yeah, and that's also. Yeah, exactly. But that's also something that comes up with that sort of thing. Is whilst the male protagonist is obviously a lot more across every game, they're also kind of this extreme version of masculinity. They're always huge or like ultra lean with crazy muscles and all this sort of stuff. And people often say when this sort of discussion comes up that the armor on female characters is too skimpy and blah blah, it's sexist, all that sort of stuff. The counter argument is always, oh well, dude in Gears of War is freaking massive and I'm never going to get to that, or you know what I mean? And it's kind of sad that they're not realizing we're actually saying it's not the portrayal of the people, it's the overall presence of each gender in gaming, really, just in general.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, as those ones always are.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, actually, something else based on that point there, with Nintendo. Actually, going back to Nintendo, they were saying there was actually a lot of pull into Zelda, like the controversy with Assassin's Creed basically pulled in Legend of Zelda for that. If that makes sense. Not really.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying there. But see, that's because, the thing, like, they've said this with Assassin's Creed, but everyone seems to be completely skipping over Liberation, which is completely female protagonist.
Wait, which one's Assassin's Liberation?
So, Liberation, it was the one that was on PS Vita to start with, and they've just released a HD remake of it.
Okay.
To come out on the current gen. I think it may only be PC now that I think about it. Oh, quick shout out to Planetary Ashes. What's up?
I don't know.
So yeah,
I don't know about it very much, which means it has in my Xbox circles. So it might be a PC thing.
Yeah, it may.
Who knows?
But yeah,
can't wait for school holidays. Come to play again.
The dreaded day job. Yeah.
Just gets in the way, man.
It does. It does.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's all we can talk about for now on women controversy in gaming. I'm sure it will come up again later on in the year.
I was going to say, let's just step back from that one for a minute.
Yes. Okay. Who wants to go next? How about you, Aaron? What's your story?
I believe Frankie called second.
Oh, wait, yes,
go.
Frankie did come. No. You go.
No, you go. I insist.
Okay.
I insist.
Only because you've insisted. You twisted my arm.
My bad, Aaron.
I was reading a article that, I don't know, I saw it on Facebook or Reddit or Twitter, somewhere on the interwebs sphere. I then posted it to our Gamery page on Facebook. It's actually a bit of an eye-opener for me because I was not aware of this. It's probably more skewed to the YouTubers out there, but it's also interesting for any viewers if you know, you've had a favorite YouTube channel which has either gone away or had videos removed, it's usually because of copyright issues, and it seems to be almost at a heightened level at the moment with YouTube changing how they go after copyright stuff. But this article is on games.on.net, and it's about the fair use laws that we have in Australia, which, you know, I thought they were just kind of the same as America. I don't know what you guys thought about this. I mean, we all post gameplay footage, do we not? So
Yes.
I was under the impression that it was the same. So it's actually not at all. We don't have a fair use. We have what's called fair dealing, which is very different, and it's a lot more extreme. And it actually only puts you into certain categories, which are, just to quickly list them off, research and study, review and criticism, news reporting, legal advice, parody and satire, just those sort of areas. So if your, you know, Let's Play or walkthrough or achievement guide or whatever doesn't fall into one of those categories, you may be, you know, in copyright infringement, which I thought was crazy. I did not know that this sort of thing was out there. So, yeah, just a word of warning to people. And it just shows how far behind we are in Australia with our laws around media and games especially. I don't know. What does that kind of ring alarm bells for you guys, or what do you reckon?
Yeah,
It actually makes a bit of
those-
sense. When I first signed up with Boom, somebody said to me, when you do your gameplay footage, make sure you talk at least a little bit about the game. And I can't remember who it was, and they said make sure there's an element of review or criticism, and I'm guessing that's directly related to what you just said then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they
So
go on to say... Sorry, you go.
I was just going to say they were aware of what I shouldn't do, but they never said it's because of this,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
I've never really heard of it. I just assumed there was one, but it was loose like the US.
Yeah, no, nowhere near as loose, unfortunately, because, yeah, one of the... it's funny you mentioned that, because one of the examples they give is that, say you have a, you know, two videos that are almost identical, but one of them you call out a particular mechanic in the game and say, oh, this bit's rubbish, and they should have fixed that, or this bit's really good, I really like how they've implemented that. That could either be review or criticism, like you say, and
Yes.
you know, or if you create, I don't know, like a funny glitch in the game and you kind of make it out to be, you know, something stupid or satirical or a parody, then again you're within your rights to be able to use it. But if it's just like, you know, this is the game, you walk here, you do this, you collect this coin, and that's how you get that achievement, then technically you're infringing on copyright, which seems ridiculous. And most publishers have a statement that tells you if you can or cannot use their gameplay footage on YouTube and monetize it and all that sort of stuff. It's really around monetizing. So if you monetize your videos, then you really need to make sure what you're doing is legal, if that makes any sense. Because
I make so much money off YouTube. It's a real concern for me.
as do we all, obviously.
Yeah, I have to say with that, like, that's a real worry for me in particular. Like, what you just said then with the monetization, I don't actually monetize some of most of my gameplay videos. So if I ever wanted to consider that, I bet you at least 50% of my videos would be taken down, because all I do for example, my FIFA videos, which take up at least half of my channel, I'd never talk about the actual game because I assume that my viewers know what FIFA is because that's how they found me, and I never actually talk about the video game. I just talk about what's happening in the video game, not the mechanics, if that makes sense. And
yeah,
I can see if I monetize it. If that's the case, then I'm screwed. Wow, that's a big eye opener for
I
me.
monetized
Okay.
mine. I haven't had them taken down, but then mine are they get decent views, so maybe they've decent, but maybe they haven't been noticed yet. But because I'm looking at noobs and failings of the game, even when I'm calling people like abject spastics, possibly it's still criticism of the game and not
But
just
is
the
it?
people who buy
But is it something like Call of Duty or
it. Yeah,
any
it
of those
is.
guys? Yeah.
Mostly COD. Yeah.
You may find that they have a well-known, because there's some games like a lot of the Ubisoft games. There's just a blanket statement on the Ubisoft site. I can't remember the address off the top of my head, but it's just a blanket statement saying we allow you to use gameplay footage and monetize on sites like YouTube, blah blah. You may not sell, and it's got a whole list of things you can and can't do. And I think YouTube, either has had enough people say, look, these guys allow me to do this, get off my back, sort of thing, that
Yes, it was ridiculous at the beginning.
yeah, and they changed it. I think it was at the start of this year or at the very end of last year. And I know people. I think it was the music stuff more than anything. People were just getting absolutely hammered. And recently, I put up some streams on my personal channel and linked them on the Gamery of Watch Dogs. And in certain parts, because it was a full play, in certain parts there was background music in the game that got picked up by YouTube as being copyright music, and I had to cut it out of the video. Or YouTube actually now has a beta thing where you can take out that music. So yeah, I just thought that was really crazy. So it's just
especially a game like that where music is so much of the atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of and this was in cutscenes where you don't really want to be talking over the top of it so that your viewers actually know what's going on. So yeah, it's crazy.
Oh.
So a trick for young players there.
I guess I'm gonna have to make all my gaming videos funny now. Shit.
Funny or just completely bag out the game.
Yeah.
Pick on the tiniest little thing and just be like, oh my god, it's so crap.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Or it's amazing. Either or.
He kicked the ball. That's a really good trick. Okay. I guess
Frankie?
that leaves one.
Over to you.
Yeah, I guess so. I am terrible, and I did my news article like 10 minutes before we started this, so it's pretty crap. So I would just like to get that out of the way and apologise but what I wanted to talk about was was Destiny, actually. It has been taken on board PlayStation like Xbox took Call of Duty and Halo. So being an Xbox person, I didn't really get to see very much of it or get to play the alpha, which launched after E3. The news out of E3 with Destiny was it looks very good. Didn't play very well, the people who played it. But apparently during the alpha, it was brilliant. People loved it. They went absolutely mental. They liked the game types. Let me just look at my scribbled notes. I approve. Oh, Bungie, who are intensely cool. Like, if you don't know anything about Destiny, you're clearly not a gamer. Go outside. And, like, Bungie brought us Halo. Yay, fangirl. And Destiny's also from Activision, who brought us Call of Duty. So it should be really big, really well made. That's how I see it. Anyway.
Poured a buttload of money into it, so let's hope it's huge.
Well, because I'm ancient, I think of how the poor Bungie lads got screwed in the butt over Halo 2 and didn't get to put out their game. I'm just so glad they've had like a blank check, basically, to do the game the way they want to.
Yep.
So anyway, the alpha, apparently there were a few issues, like there always are, and Bungie, being a bunch of lads, not biased, extended it. Like they did way back in the day when I did the Halo 3 beta. It came out with Crackdown, and it just didn't work. It didn't go live for more than half a day. and they
Oh,
extended the beta by a week, so we got like an extra week to play. And they did several days longer again because of technical issues, which is great. But after the given time, they apparently announced to everybody on the beta, you may keep playing, but we're going to ramp things up and try and see what the servers can take, and see what the mechanics will do. And they put a warning out to people doing the alpha. Sorry, I kept saying beta. The alpha. That things were going to get dangerous and unpredictable. But apparently it all went fairly well. There were 3 classes and people could level up to 8. And at the beginning they were all pretty standard. There's like your classic shooter. But and this is really hard to get my head around, and maybe if people did the alpha they could explain it. They've incorporated elements of MMO into the world. Like there's common area, like there's a common area called the Tower where you can shop with other gamers and buy things to use in game, for example. And you can talk, and aliens like the Fallen will come and attack you while you're all in your common area, and you can choose to defend
cool.
or not.
Yeah,
it
because I've
is.
heard that it was a dedicated world, and I was wondering how much of it would be kind of that MMO style where you can just chill with people, or because I know that there's kind of boss battle-esque things that just happen randomly, and I was wondering as to if, because I know there's like different servers, and I'm wondering how all of that stuff is going to work.
Well, I think a lot of that is yet to be revealed, but apparently this all happened during the alpha, and so there's it all takes place in the future, and this is what Bungie does really well. They'll create a whole backstory and a world, and it's all very believable. Like the Halo universe is just kick-ass. It's awesome.
They have such good mythology. When you see Destiny for the first time, you can almost pick it as a Bungie game. Yeah. Like it feels very Halo-esque, and it's just
in quite a few ways.
Yeah, it looks really amazing from what I've seen of the alpha footage. Again, being an Xbox mostly person and not having a PlayStation, I wasn't able to join in the alpha either, much to my chagrin. But can't wait for the beta, which will come out soon, hopefully.
It is. That is the 17th of July it starts.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Very keen, and all you've got to do is pre-order for that. Like Halo, there's these 3 main races. There's like the humans, who the human race has gone to a wonderful place. We're all very, very good. We've tripled our lifespan. We've gone into the stars. We've made cities on Mars and Venus, and Mercury is this beautiful garden planet. And then some old ancient evil comes from out of the black and decides that it wants to kill everything. Sounds a little familiar.
Okay. Just a little.
And then there's a little. And then there's a technologically advanced sort of guardian sort of thing that knows everything, looks a little bit like Guilty Spark, just a little bit, and tells us all how to defeat stuff and appears to know what's going on. So the campaign looks phenomenal with all this backstory in such a rich world. And what really looked interesting was you can, like an MMO, you can be doing your own little thing, and you can run into actual human players probably on the same server as you, doing the same mission as you, and you can choose whether to co-op with them or not, or you can ignore them. It's as social as you want it to be, which is very interesting, I think.
Thank God it gives a choice.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's stuff you must do co-op, which sounds very much like an MMO. You must buddy with people to do this particular thing.
Yeah, almost like a quest. That's what it sounds like.
Wow. That's interesting. Did we lose someone?
I think Frankie may be frozen. Possibly. That's unfortunate.
Frankie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's frozen.
Well, that's cool. When she comes back, we'll continue.
Well, we have a question from Planetary Ashes. What do you of the new game coming along for this year? I'm guessing he's asking, what do we think of the new games?
No.
What do we want of? What do we think of? No?
What do I think of the new games? What?
If you have a look in the questions there for the stream, you'll be able to see what do you of the new game coming along for this year. My personal favourite for the games coming this year, actually coming out this year, because most of the stuff that was announced at E3. Oh, Frankie, do we have you back?
I think so. I can hear you guys again.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we lost you there for a second.
Sorry.
We're just answering a question from Planetary Ashes about, I'm guessing, oh, there she goes again, and she's actually gone this time. I'll invite her back. But yeah, my probably most anticipated game for this year, oh, there we go, she's back. Or she will be in a second, will probably be either Destiny or Assassin's Creed Unity. I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan, but yeah.
What did you think of Assassin's Creed 4?
This is very interesting.
You keep getting dropped, Frankie.
I do. There's nothing. Oh, I don't know why. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Assassin's Creed 4, I really liked it. I have loved just about all of the Assassin's Creed games. I was hugely disappointed by Assassin's Creed 3. Not really because of the mechanics. It was just something about the story, and the main dude was just unlikable. I just didn't like him.
Fair enough.
But I was a big fan of Assassin's Creed 4. Did you play it, you guys?
I played Assassin's Creed 4. I actually have a love-hate relationship with this Assassin's Creed. I
Sorry, debating. Which one's 4? Which one is 4? Because I haven't played
Black Flag.
Yeah,
okay,
it's the one that just came out. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No,
don't. That's okay. So yeah, Assassin's Creed 1 I never actually played, but I always went over to my friend's place and he'd be playing it. It looked okay. I loved the fact that you could kill people in that one. Assassin's Creed 2 I really loved. Brotherhood is my favorite one. And then they completely lost me at 3. So then when 4 came out, I didn't want to have a look at it at all. So it was only about a month ago that I actually gave it a real proper go, and I have to say it's got me back on board. But I'm really interested to see what they do with Unity, because it looks like they're going back into just a city like what Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood is.
Yes,
so,
that was one of the things that I really missed. Moving into 3 and then to 4, where 3 was a lot of kind of riding around in the wilderness, and it introduced the boats and stuff. And then 4 was you were mostly on the ship, and you were in the cities a little bit and running through the jungle, but most of the time you're on the ship. And I just kind of pounded out the campaign and then went into multiplayer for a bit, because it just I miss, because I'm one of those guys who will go back and play Assassin's Creed 1, like the original one that everyone kind of hates because of the mechanics and stuff. But I really love just climbing through the cities and all of that sort of stuff. So, yeah, like you say, I'm really excited to be back, mostly in a city, at least.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, so back to the question, Assassin's Creed Unity and Destiny are probably my picks. What are your guys' most anticipated new games coming this year?
This year... To be honest, I actually don't have many games that I'm really excited for. The one highlight that I saw at E3 that really had me for this year would be Hyrule Warriors, because and even then it's not really something that I don't think I'm gonna buy it. I think I'm gonna get one of my friends to buy it and then play it at their place.
Was that the game? Yeah. Wasn't there a game from Nintendo? Was it Nintendo? Maybe I'm just making this up, but I'm pretty sure I remember a game from E3 where you could play the game even if you didn't have, like if one of your mates had the game and they invited you to multiplayer, you could play it even if you didn't have the game. Was that Hyrule Warriors? Am I just speaking out of my anus? And
That sounds really strange, but Hyrule Warriors is basically Dynasty Warriors with Legend of
Yes,
Zelda.
with the Legend of Zelda guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe it was something completely else. Oh,
There was something like that though.
yeah.
Oh.
That
Was
sounds
it
familiar.
Far Cry 4? Maybe. No, I
Possibly.
don't know. I'm pretty sure it was something, and I think it was from one of the big guys. Maybe that's why I was thinking it was Nintendo. I think it may have
Oh.
been Far Cry 4, but I'm not sure.
I don't have the answer to that, but something that just caught my eye. I actually do want to get this, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, like that's such a bad pick." The Sims 4. I'm really excited for that. I have
Yes!
to say.
Yes, I
Really?
love The Sims.
Oh my God,
I'm also
yummy.
excited for that. Is that actually coming out this year, though?
This year, it says September.
Okay,
So
because it was supposed to come out in March, and then it was June,
Yeah.
and then so.
but I actually looked into that game as well. It's like the only game that I've actually looked into this year. And it looks really cool. Like the customization, you can grab. It's not sliders anymore. You can just grab parts and just form it to however you want. You can literally make anything. And they've upgraded, of course, the build modes and something that was really big for Sims 4 was the emotions. So
Yes.
you walk around and say your Sim is unhappy, he'll affect everyone around him, and it will be just a really depressing city, and everyone will start cutting their wrists. It'll be hilarious. I'm looking forward to it.
Fair enough. Frankie, how about you? What's your
Master Chief Collection.
Master Chief Collection? Oh, nice. That's
Master-
good.
Oh god. So excited. Yes, pre-ordered. It's happening. Oh my god.
Excellent.
So happy. I am. A whole lot of us went to COD from competitive Halo because Halo Reach failed so hard as a multiplayer game because 343 is useless. Right. And the fact that I was like thinking to myself, anniversary Halo 2 campaign is great. Pretty it up, chuck it at me, give me the maps to play on. And then when they said, "Oh, you can have all the maps, and you can play them on your Xbone, and you can play them on dedicated servers," and I just pretty much made a puddle. It was just the best thing I'd ever heard in my entire life. Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's what I want. I'm just cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that it's not in any way similar to the Halo 4 multiplayer, because I was just not a fan. Yeah,
They said that they didn't change it from Halo 2. They've just touched it up. As long as I haven't buggered with any of it, Halo 2 as a multiplayer game was perfect.
Yeah,
It was perfect.
I mean, they could add sprint. That might be good, but other than that, just don't touch it.
I was
not
kind of hoping they would. I was kind of hoping they would add this to. Oh well, it's not really the Master Chief Collection, but I really like this game. They should redo it.
ODST, yeah.
No.
Oh, what is it?
ODST. It's horrible. It's
It's
horrible.
not. It's got Nathan Fillion in it. You take that back right now, or I'm leaving.
I
I
actually really
played it.
Take
Oh
it back
my
right
god.
now.
You liked
No.
this game? What?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
They've had
Okay.
programs. It's awesome.
What?
No,
I swear to God, I played one level of this with my friend, and both of us looked at each other and went,
You should have played it
Oh.
by yourself. It's all very immersive. You should have played it by yourself. Your friend's an idiot and spoiled it for you.
fair enough.
No,
I did get
yeah.
it for free, though, as you can see, freebie.
Please.
Nice. Yeah, no, I was actually a pretty big fan of ODST. It was
My
good. Get
Don't-
out!
No, you're allowed
Get
to
out!
think it. Just realise you're wrong. That's all.
Nice. Alrighty, so
Yeah.
does that kind of finish our news, maybe?
Well, did we finish the
Thanks.
Destiny talk? or did you want to finish the Destiny?
Oh
story?
yeah, because you kind of cut out.
I was pretty much there. I was just saying, no, I was pretty much done actually when everything started going. So all good. Full games out in September. Beta on the 17th of next month, and all you have to do is pre-order. And that's on everything. It's on everything. So
yeah, which will be awesome.
Including 360 and PS3.
I'm interested to see how that goes on 360 and PS3.
Especially, well, it needs to be a broad beta to get all that info, and there's going to be a lot of collating needs to be done. There'll be bugs everywhere. I don't envy the team who gets to do that between now and September.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a job. And because they want as many people as they can have on at once, I'm guessing, at least at the start of the beta, it's probably going to be Crash City to start with.
Absolutely. Although the alpha only went down twice officially.
Yeah, but it was only PS4s.
It was only on one platform. Exactly. Yeah. They were prepared for contingencies.
Something I have to say, though, before we move away from Destiny, did you guys see the turn down for what from the Destiny alpha?
What?
No.
Oh, you know the Little John song, Turn Down for What? You guys know that song?
Yes, I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Link it somewhere so I can look at it after, please.
Yes, I will link it in the description or somewhere. But it's a Little John song, and supposedly in Destiny there's a dance mechanic, like you can make your character dance, and this song is a very kind of dubstep-esque song, and at the start it just has drums that just kind of drum out a beat, and the dudes were just like bobbing up and just crouching up and down, and then when the bass drops they went into the dance for their characters. Yes. It is possibly one of the funniest things I have ever seen.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, so I will definitely link that somewhere. It should be. Maybe we can put it as an annotation. Just Heather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comes with a mustache.
I can just imagine it, because if it's the song that I'm thinking of, it's just going to be like a really stupid dance over "Turn Down for What?"
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's the one.
I can just imagine. I have to watch that. Okay, that's brilliant. Okay.
Cool.
So that's the news done. What have you guys been playing this week, actually? Because I can say I've been playing a shit ton of Payday. Payday 2.
Oh, fact. Yeah?
Is that a metric shit ton?
Like a colossal shit ton. If you want to put it into the metric scale. Yeah, I mean, like Payday 2. I have to admit I never actually played Payday 1, and it's something that I was always like, maybe I won't get it. And then it went on the Steam sale, and I was like, okay, I'll get it. 2 months later, I ended up actually installing it and playing it, and it's really freaking good, I think, anyway. Like, for what it is, it's really
What is Payday?
good.
I have no idea. Not really.
So it's a first-person heisting game. So if you
Basically,
think of what's it kind of like?
Well, that's the thing with Payday. It's very unique. It's not like anything that I've played before.
No.
It is first person, obviously, and what I really like about it, if I can give an example, the latest DLC, it's called The Big Bank, I believe. You actually get to pre-plan things, so you can say, this is when this is going to drop in, and we're all going to rush the tellers and just go, get down, and I think it's really freaking cool. It's really cool. But you have to...
mechanics that you just cannot find anywhere else.
Obviously, multiplayer focus, very multiplayer focus, and you have to communicate with your team. It's really, really fun.
Can you play with bots? Is there an offline mode?
You can, but they are fucking terrible.
Terrible?
They are good for...
Because they're bots.
bullets. Yeah, they're good for taking bullets. They are really strong.
Using its shields.
Yeah, meat shields basically. But other than that, like they get in your way and absorb your bullets. It's not fun. I don't recommend it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the game that I've been playing this week. How about you?
Nice. Frankie?
Oh, me? Well, I hate myself secretly. So
Okay.
I've been making my gorgeous boyfriend had a fabulous idea because I like Magic: The Gathering. He said, "Let's get it. I'll buy it for you on Steam." Because I've become a Daisy widow. I never see him anymore. And so anyway, it was my turn to play with him on PC. How very exciting! I go and do my COD thing. He goes and dies repeatedly after walking for half an hour. But anyway,
so much fun.
apparently. So yeah, we've been doing the two-headed giant thing on Magic 2014, and the fucking computer cheats every fucking time. I'll just get something out that I can use, and it'll magically get one that's like pisses all over my dude, and I've waited like a year for him, and then he gets shagged violently and thrown away, and it's heartbreaking. And I'll do it 3 times a night, and then tell myself I'll never do it again, and then I do it again.
Oh.
And then I hate him because he bought it for us. So.
Sounds like a good game. I might have to.
I've been doing that in Age of Mythology because it rocks.
Oh, nice.
As well as the usual COD competitive shit at night.
Yeah. Which has been going well, I take it.
So well.
Fucking God. Last night was so bad. I have this tablets I take for migraines. It's a analgesic with the muscle relaxant in it. So it basically turns me into a slow dribbling idiot. So my brain is telling me, shoot the guy, and my thumbs are going, la 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 la. Just useless.
Sounds like me in every
but
FPS shooter.
Because it doesn't really compute, I'm still screaming like I'm shooting him. I'm not shooting him. I'm not shooting anything. Terrible.
That's awesome.
It's not. It was very bad for my partner last night. Yeah. I was expected to be today, so it was.
It's giving you time to cool off.
Well, that's double swear. It's terrible. Stupid. Stupid game with stupid people. Anyway, what have you been up to?
I have been playing. I played a bit of Door Kickers, as I said, during the week. I'm a bit of a serial Counter-Strike global.
I thought you were going to say something else there.
Oh. What do you think I was going to say?
You're a killer. Just a bit of one.
Well, it's the moustache that does it for you, but anyway.
Okay.
Go on.
A Counter-Strike Global Offensive fiend. I am terrible. I am possibly one of the worst gamers you will ever.
A very big clue.
Well, you know, I don't say it lightly. I don't revel in it. It's just fact, unfortunately. So I've been trying to get better and set myself like little challenges, and I've streamed a couple of them, and I'm trying to get as many like just straight up headshots as I can, because it's really dependent on where you hit them and with what specific gun in Counter-Strike, much more than almost any other game I've ever played. It's infuriating. I've been playing this game since it first came out as a Half-Life mod, and now that it's its own fully fledged retail game, I just sink way too much time into it, and yeah, I just wish I was better at it, but I'm not.
Isn't it strange how much time we spend on something we don't really enjoy and we're not really good at, but we'll persist at it?
Yeah.
I won't do that with anything else in life but stupid Xbox games. I would just have no staying power for anything I'm bad at. but I will like make a game good, make me good. I'll fucking sit there for hours until I get it.
Well,
gotta
see,
be
that's the thing. Like, I love Counter-Strike. Like, I literally, there is no other game that because I play a lot of games for, the channel and to write articles and all of that, but there's nothing that I go back to as much as Counter-Strike, and I think it's because I am so frustratingly bad at it. I've been playing it for 5+ years, and I still don't ever get any better. And it's like there's this little part of me that thinks if I just continue to play it, I'll understand. Because like I hadn't played Halo for a long time, and I got back into it, and you get to know where head height is, and you get a little better at it the more you play it. Counter-Strike,
Proficiency there.
I could play every minute of my waking hours on Counter-Strike, and I can guarantee I would never get any better at it. And I don't know why, but for some reason, that just enthralls me. For no apparent reason. It really shouldn't. It should be the one thing that completely kills that game. It should be like, right, if it was any other, like you said, if it was any other thing, if it was any other game, I would be like, I'm done. I'm done with this game. But for some reason, I'm a glutton for punishment. I keep going back for more.
I was like that with Halo 4. I played it a bit, got thoroughly pissed off, and I was done with it. I'm pissed off with COD every day of my life. Because as a teacher, I believe if you practice something, you will get better.
Exactly.
You must get better. You have to get better. You can't get worse. Unless you're medicated.
Well, maybe that's the next step.
I swear, the more I play my FIFA games, I know I'm getting worse, though. Honestly. Like, every single game. The thing is, I get angry. I get angrier and angrier, and then you start to play worse, And
rage quit. Yeah.
There's a window in that anger, though, where you're very focused and very good. Like when you're drunk playing pool, there is the window where you will have the perfect game.
Yeah. That perfect, 3.5
and
beers
that's when you should stop.
Yeah.
And then if you don't
stop. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep, so that's pretty much all I've been doing. Just punishing myself and trying to find some awesome games.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I have one more story for you guys, actually, before we start to wrap things up.
Sure.
Because we've been going for quite a while, by the way. Do you guys ever catch cabs at all? Because I can tell you, I believe I honestly have the worst cab driver luck. Like, I am on a massive unlucky streak. But, how are you guys with cabs?
I always get hit on. I think it's because I'm fat. Maybe I look desperate, but they always think that I must be desperate for a shag.
No, I think it's just
willing to do someone who's just been sweating in a cab all day.
I think it's just because you're a girl.
The first time I didn't do that anymore. Oh, you did?
I do. Just because it doesn't. Every time I've seen a girl get into a cab and been with a girl in a cab, even if it's quite clear that this is, my partner or wife as it is now, they just go for it. They don't care. Like, it just seems to be, I think that's a girl thing, unfortunately.
It's silly though, because we play by EPOS now. There's no tipping going to happen, really.
Exactly.
Not in Australia.
Actually,
Very strange.
I find that very strange as well. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but I don't think cabs like taking cards.
No, they do not.
They really don't.
No.
You're not going to tip them.
Well, why would I tip them? We're in Australia. I don't have to.
Yeah.
I don't rely on my tips. I don't get
And
tips.
nobody carries money anymore.
Yeah.
It's all card. Especially with PayWave. You just whoop. Done.
I paid
Out
for
of there.
something yesterday. Didn't even realise. Didn't have it out of my purse. the thing went beep. And he went, "Would you like your receipt?" And I went, "No, you can keep it."
What? That is freaky. See, that's what I'm worried
I
about.
put my bag on the counter
Stories.
to take my purse out, and it already paid for it through the purse and the lining.
Jesus.
Whoa.
That's scary.
Yeah, she was quite impressed.
Wow. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I today had a very bad experience with a taxi driver.
Yeah, so what was it? Sorry, we got slightly sidetracked there.
Sorry.
Like, no, it's so good. Like, I always have something, and today it was apparently well, when I got in, the cab driver like completely stopped the engine, and kind of looked at me before I could even say where we were going. He goes in his thick accent of wherever he was from, and I won't do it. I know, no, I'm not doing that. I don't know how to do it like that.
Doesn't matter what accent you do. It could be Irish. You'll just come across as insanely racist.
Yeah, I'm not.
It would not matter. You could try and do an Aussie, like a really ochre Aussie accent.
Okay, so this is what he said.
Okay.
G'day, mate. No, he basically called me out. On calling a cab 2 days ago and not getting in, like not waiting for him. So basically, I called and I got in another cab. I never called a cab 2 days ago.
Oh, so he's just randomly having a go at you.
Yeah.
For like no apparent reason. That's amazing.
So like I was so shocked. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do it though. Like, what do I do in that situation? And he basically stopped the car for like 5 minutes, and we had a back and forth argument. He still took me to where I was going to go, but it was.
He wasn't like making conversation because he just wanted to make conversation. Because some people have a strange way about making friends. He was really pissed at you, yeah?
Sorry, I think I cut out a little bit there. Yes, he was very pissed off at me. Pissed off at me.
That's scary, dude.
Like, in terms of his accent and how he was as a person, he was kind of like in my face like that, and it was just not fun. It was
is freaky.
But I always get this, and I just wanted to know: is it just me? Like.
Well, usually when I'm getting into cabs, it's because I've had a fairly big night out. So I'm probably the guy who is like, like all up in someone else's face, and I think that probably puts the driver off a little bit.
Yeah.
Either that or I have no recollection of it the next day or any day after.
Right, because you do look like a troublemaker. That makes perfect sense.
I know. Such a badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what everybody tells me. It's a curse.
Fair enough. Honestly, if I saw a guy with a what do you call it? A handlebar mustache? Is that what it's called? Wait, while we're on
an old-timey mustache, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Well, like I know so many people who would give you hugs for that, just for having a handlebar mustache. And by the way, now I do too.
Oh, nice.
I'm not doing that. You can't make me do that.
Oh, ruin the fun. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any stories.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
I'm the most interesting one here.
I'm going to early watch The Curse at Dinner Home. Should be good.
The what? Sorry, at home? Go again.
MLG Anaheim's happening this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
And Immunity couldn't go. That's the top team in Australia at the moment. So the second place guys are going, and that's Curse. And they came 5th overall at COD Champs. They beat FaZe and Optic and some kick-ass blokes, and yeah, really excited to watch them play.
Oh, nice. So it should be.
Those American thing too.
See, that's the thing. Like, I've only just kind of found out that, because I knew I knew of MLG, of course, but I didn't know that there was like a whole kind of commentary and something that you could actually tune into and like, because when I've watched MLG matches before where, you know, you just kind of see the dudes playing the game and you see it from their perspective, but without commentary.
Like Hello on the main stage, way back in the golden age.
Yeah, exactly. But because I kind of was just like, oh, okay, these are just amazing dudes that play COD or Halo or Counter-Strike or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I recently found through Twitch and stuff, people actually commentate, and you know, they talk about
shoutcasting now.
Sorry, go again.
There's big money in shoutcasting. The guys who do it professionally travel the world, and they are excellent.
Yeah, some people are really good at it.
The COD champs, casting those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I just did not know that was a thing, and it's crazy to hear like all the different tactics and, you know, all the extra stuff that me as a rookie no-hoper, you know, I just run around and get shot in the face. I don't think of anything when I'm playing Halo or COD or Counter-Strike's a little bit different for me because I actually like know the maps, and as I said, I've been playing for a while. But you know, if I play any other FPS, even if it's with mates or whatever, we have next to no kind of map tactics, and it's just.
Really?
Yeah, like we just don't.
We'd have issues playing together. I can't play with people who don't know what they're doing. I go spastic.
She's judging you.
I am judging you now.
That's right. I get judged all the time.
I have tactic.
That shoutcasting is hard though. I tried it in Black Ops 2 for a little while. It is so hard. It's difficult to do.
Yeah,
and the guys
I can
who
imagine.
do it, mad props to them. They think so fast and they articulate brilliantly. The ones who do it well, there's some absolute shithouse people around. Get a microphone in their face and they just don't shut up. A bit like me. But yeah. The good guys are really good.
Yes. Yeah, absolute props to them.
Yep.
Yep. We might have another linky thing happening with that if we can find it.
Absolutely. Well, was there any other topics that you guys wanted to talk about today? What? Sorry?
You got a Halo, man. You've ascended, haven't you?
I died and went to heaven.
Are we that awesome, are we?
Yeah, well.
We'll just go with that.
Okay. Yeah, was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about today?
No, I don't think so.
I think that's probably the limit of my ideas.
I'm all talked out, really. My brain has gone.
I'll be prepared, I promise.
I'll try. I won't promise anything because I know I'll break it.
Damn, I shouldn't have promised.
Rookie mistake.
Okay. Well, I think it's time we wrapped up the first episode of the BooMCAST.
Yep.
Thank you everybody for joining in and watching the show. Do check out the YouTube channels. They are down in the description below on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at DZTweets. Follow Frankie.
I just got from Scytaxi, the motorboat boy. Oh. You'll know what that means. Could you give me a shout out on your YouTube stream? Hi,
do it.
Axie.
Shouting out. Shout out.
This was for you.
This one. And everyone before
it. Everyone before it. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well,
think about it.
In the middle of my wrapping up there. Okay. Yes. Where was I? So follow me on Twitter at DZTweets. Follow Frankie at, I believe it's GirlJermsX. Is that correct? Yep. And Aaron at GameMarie Aaron. Is there anything else you guys wanted to plug before we go?
I might just quickly plug our website, www.the-gamery.com. We have reviews and opinion pieces and all sorts of good stuff. You can sign up to the site with social profiles or make a new one if you want, just to straight up gamery one. So yeah, feel free to jump on there. Also, don't forget to give us name suggestions. If you like BooMCAST, then we'll stick with that. But yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's all right. I got you.
Okay. Well, I guess that's us done for today. But be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
How do we end this?